Hello world, SirLaurenceNZ here, and today I'm casting a game of Age of Empires. So my friend asked me to cast this game for them, and yeah. So, to start off here, we have Big Daddy Dal as the pink. A lot of people call it purple, but I call it pink, so just deal with it. But yeah, he is pink, and he is to the top right of the map. Down to the south of him, we have Manu in the red, down to the south of the map, as I already said, and he is playing as Aztecs. Also, Dal was playing as the Ethiopians. And to the left of Manu, we have xDGTx playing in the green as the Celts, and north of that we have Neagzz, who is the Incas, and yep, and north of the map as the blue. So, start off with, let's just look at the general builds that these guys are doing. It looks like they all appear to know what to be doing with this. Looks like xDGTx does not know the standard build order as it is. However, he is doing things generally right. So, his start isn't exactly normal, but seems to be working out for him, but that may just be, like, his score isn't below, but that might just be because of his weird wall spawning. Anyway, Dal appears to be taking a lot of straggler trees at the moment, but he putting his house out quite early, taking his boar. Okay, fully garrisoning to get the food for the villager. Totally do that if you want. Yeah, it looks like everyone is taking their boars, so good to see that all of these players are taking their boars. This isn't an expert game by any means, but these guys are all decent at the game. They'd be able to beat anyone that picks up the game for the first time for sure. People getting the loom at the moment. I'll just check who does have loom, who doesn't, but it doesn't really matter that much in an arena game because, oh yeah, I forgot to say this is arena, but doesn't matter too much on arena because these stone walls should be negating any aggression in the earlier stages of the game. Next, taking his second boar now. Dal bringing in his second boar. Not the best timing on that, but it's pretty good timing nonetheless. Looks like he's brought it around the long way so that there's less decay time on it, but not always the best ploy to be doing that. Anyway, next moving out onto gold, setting up for his fast castle. He should be on 18 population. Oh, he's got quite a bit more population than Dal. Has Dal lost anything? Not sure. Let's see. I couldn't imagine next be droshing, so it looks like Dal's had quite a bit of idle time on his TC. Manu 21, Dal 21, Neagzz 24, and xDG 23. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Neagzz is on a, well, is doing better keeping his TC moving at the moment. Also good to see that Neagzz is taking his deer at the moment. We had a brief pop lock for xDG. These guys all got good population headroom. Looks like Manu actually clicked up a bit too early because he's gone and, he's gone and just clicked up on 25. He probably got hotbox and went, yeah, I'll just go feudal now. So not the best play from him on that, and all the rest of these guys seem to go through that fine. So just a slight slip up for Manu there. At the moment, let's just run through the players. So, Neagzz looks like with those deer, if he gets those villagers coming in, he should be good for a nice fast castle time, assuming he gets those deer. Dal running a little bit low on the gold, but with 3 villagers he should be able to catch up. Also, looks like he was attempting to lure the deer, but isn't having that much luck with it. Can be really hard on Steam with how much lag there is sometimes. Okay, Neagzz getting his blacksmith and market up in good time, and it appears as though, yep, Neagzz has clicked up to the castle edge. I'll check on XDG. Well, xDGTx, or man, I'll just call him X. He appears to have good resources here, but he is building. Okay, so he's going to let that villager finish and then click up right here. Yep. And for Manu, well, yeah, Manu, he's clicked up as well, it appears. Looks like he has taken advantage of those Aztec farms with that extra carry bonus, which is definitely going to help him in the later stages of the game. And Dal has also clicked up. So it looks like Dal and Manu clicked up at the same time. 1 second, the phone's just ringing. I'm back. Friend just seeing about some plans for tomorrow possibly. And I'll resume. So we're just coming in towards the castle edge here. I'll just see if anyone's actually still here. And we got Chronic Anarchy still here. And looks like Neagzz did get those deer eventually. So Neagzz and Manu appear to have been actually the first people to the castle edge. Or, wait, yeah, Neagzz and Manu. So, at the moment, they're the two first. Then it was just X, and Dal as well. So it looks like Dal is going into monks right now. He's got a bit of pop blocking going on at the moment. How are the other players doing? Manu still appears to be pop blocked, but yeah. Dal and Manu both going for monks, it looks like. Trolling that Eagle Scout is going to be quite important, and it looks like Dal has lost a relic on the south side here, which is a fairly big loss, especially against the Aztecs. And we have Dal's monk going up to the north here to secure a relic. Okay, it looks like we had an attempted conversion, but then Manu deleted his guy there. And will the monk make it? That attack bonus paying dividends right here. Neagzz getting a nice 2 monks down and not even losing that eagle warrior or any of the health on it. So at the moment we have Manu moving up with a Mangonel here, and moonwalking Scout. So let's just marvel at that Scout for a second. Anyway, back to the wall here. We have the Mangonel on that side, and it looks like we have a castle drop coming from on the left here. I'll just slow it down quickly and go to Neagzz's point of view. Fog of War, doesn't see that coming whatsoever. Would have been nice if he could have put that on the gold here, but that's going to pop up any second now. And here it comes. Yep, there we go. We got a castle here. And at the moment we just have Manu's Mangonel battering down on the wall right here. And Dal's got a pretty good number of monks here. Let's see what he can do with this, as well as that Mangonel that he's got moving up here. Next, securing another relic for his team, bringing the total to 3. And I believe Manu has 2, if I'm not mistaken. Manu has 1. Okay, where's the last relic? Not sure where the last relic is. If anyone knows where that is, please let me know. Ah, there it is. Okay, so 4 relics for Dal and Neagzz team, and 1 relic for Manu and X's team. So it looks like we're about to come into a pretty good battle here on the right side. Meanwhile, on the left we have the castle and another Mangonel battering on the wall, expecting some Woad Raiders on the left here. But for now we're going to have a monk war on the right. Now it would be good if we can see, what's the technology called? Atonement, allowing Manu's monks to be able to convert Dals. However, I kind of doubt that either of them will get them. Well, not get them, get that research. We'll be able to tell for Manu, as his monks will increase health as one of the Aztecs bonuses, and it looks like Manu has successfully walled behind this, but he is getting his relics out right now, and is probably going to move them to the back of his base. As I called, Woad Raiders coming in here. They're going to go for that weak wall on the left there. If we can get some villagers building up on that wall, that will be very good, but for now we have a Mangonel coming in, and that could quite well be a hole. Now on the right we have the monks moving forwards. We could get... No, Mangonel's not going to shoot his monks. And... okay, good, he's being careful at the moment, watching out for those Mangonels of Dal. Not getting a brilliant trade there. Yep, Dal got slightly better off from that trade, and it appears as though we might have a breakthrough any second now. Neagzz barely holding on here. Those Woad Raiders can make a hole in just a matter of seconds now. And back on the right, looks like Dal's getting some good trades here, not losing any Mangonels here. And it appears as though Dal is holding off this side quite nicely and transferring into scouts to counter the monks of Manu. Back on the left here we have the Woad Raiders battering this mill down, should be down in a few seconds, and Neagz's economy looks to be in jeopardy right here. Back to the right, looks like there's a bit of a stalemate, neither of them really willing to engage. Cautious of losing his Mangonels, especially for Dal, but it looks like Manu is getting in a whole bunch of researchers in now. He's also got Redemption, so he'll be able to convert the Mangonels. So this could be a very bad engagement for Dal if he goes in right now. On the left here we have Manu taking 1-for-1 trade, and Neagzz putting up a Desperation Castle and finishing moving his relics. Yep, looks like he's gotten the last of the relics over, but a Desperation Castle not really going to go up right here. So Dal, the only safe person on his team right now, it's up to him on what he can do here, but Neagzz is in a bit of a tough position here. Yes, he can retaliate, but he's not able to do a huge amount at this current time. Looks like he will be able to get this castle up in this small lull in the game though, as Neagzz lets... Oh, still not sure about that castle. Yeah, Manu might want to make better use of those farms, but X is definitely getting some good economy behind this. Dal is also getting some good economy behind this, only on 2 TCs though. Looks like he's putting up his own defensive castle, and Manu on 1 castle. Oh, sorry, not castle. Manu on 1 TC, everyone else on 2 to 3. In fact, looks like Neagzz is on 4 TCs, so he was trying to be greedy with his boom. Looking at, wait, sorry, not X's, Neagzz. Looking at Neagzz's castle, it looks like he has a lot of vital villagers, and because of him not having murder holes, he doesn't feel that he can do anything right now, but he just needs to garrison in something, or convert that 1 road raider, and he should be safe. And correction, Neagzz is on 5 town centers, which is a very, very strong boom right now, as long as he can keep those town centers going. In fact, let's see. It appears as though all of those town centers are idle, so that is a lot of wasted potential right now. And on the right here we have Dao, who has plenty of resources right now. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to be showing villagers creating. I'll just check Manu. Looks like we have an Imperial Age for Manu right now, and X. Okay, yeah, so these guys in the north here are really not letting their villagers build up right now. Okay, and to the left here once again we have Mangonel's pushing through, putting some pressure onto Neagzz, not letting him get this greedy boom that he's doing right now. On the right, looks like it's still a bit of a stalemate. We have that castle holding things off, and let's just see what's in the castle. Okay, it looks like Dal is building up some Shotel warriors. He could do some damage with that if he gets in there in mass. He could definitely out micro Manu here and get a very, very strong trade. On the left we have another castle coming up for X on Neagzz gold, so that will be denying his gold in about a minute game time. And yeah, at the moment the south team definitely looks like they are winning. However, there's still a slight score lead. Now Dal at the moment is looking like he could definitely make a very big move against Manu here and take all of these monks out, and that's a few thousand gold right there. Back on the left, that castle is coming up now and killing villagers on the gold, while X is moving up towards Neagzz and doing damage to his town centers once again. On the right we have Manu just battering down more walls, but it looks like Dal is about to make his move with the light cavalry. Now this could be the turning point of the game. Can Dal take out those monks? Can he take out that siege? Remember, the light cavalry, they have an attack bonus against monks and they have resistance to conversion. Looks like Dal has come in at a very nice position here. It looks like he's going to be taking down a lot of these monks. That is a huge loss for Manu. That could quite well give the north team a score advantage. Let's just see where that brings them here. Just a few monks left. Hasn't gotten that many conversions. That was a great fight for Dal there, and he can also release these Shotel warriors. Back on the left though, things are starting to look desperate as X's Treb is trebbing down Neagzz's castle and Mangonel's on the TCs, but this battle on the left has turned the score of the game into the north team's favour. So now the question is, what can Dal do with that advantage? Is he able to move over and clear stuff up here, or is he able to come back and hit Manu's smaller economy? By the looks of things, yep. Okay, Dal's wanting to support Neagzz here. He is going to send over some reinforcements as he has won that engagement and can pressure with Shotels while using the light cavalry to move to the left here. If Dal can clean up that siege, that could definitely leave their team in a very strong position, but he has to be careful how he engages those Woad Raiders. Back to the right, the Shotels with their incredibly high base damage, they're going to be able to move through these buildings quite quickly, and he is taking down that barracks now. On the left we have Dal coming in, reinforcing, taking out the Trebs, taking out the siege, and that should be able to hold off X for a couple more minutes now. If he can pull out these light cavalry, that would be a very good trade. And there we go. He's pulled back, and in comes Neagzz with a few long swordsmen to help hold things off. However, running straight into the line of the castle fire. Okay, so let's just check out these villager counts. So, right, looks like military will be better. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, at the moment, looks like we just have the showtails finishing off that last house, and then Dal should be moving forwards any second now. On the left, we have a bit of a stalemate. However, that castle is protecting that trib, allowing Neagzz to continue to pressure that castle. And right now, it looks like Dal is just massing up before he attacks Manu. And let's just quickly check the military of these guys. Weird. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. No idea. Anyway, Dal moving up, and he could definitely get into the walls quite quickly with those shell cells and that high damage. But at the moment, the majority of the game is going on the left side here, as this castle is being repaired by X. Dal looking for a way in. I doubt that he will be able to find any, as there is no holes currently, so he's going to have to make one. And looks like my dad's home. BRB. I'm back, and looks like Dal's moving back with his showtails a bit. On the left side, once again, X is pushing back out. The remaining light cavalry of Dal are trying to protect the trib, however that will be in vain, as the Woad Raiders snipe both of the tribs. And looks like, once again, Neagzz is in a bit of trouble, but Dal is moving some monks over to try help hold the side. And looks like Manu is going into the swordsman line and is going to attempt to counter Dal that way. Well, try counter Dal's showtails, however the showtails are moving to the left side, it appears. Also, welcome to the people who have joined the stream. We, by the look of it, have 6 viewers at the moment. Let me know if it's anything different, but yeah, feel free to chat, guys, and let me know anything that's going on in game in case I can, well, in case I miss it. For example, I only just noticed that that relic is sitting there and not being golden come. Looks like X's economy is definitely going on quite well here, still creating villagers. Let's check out Neagzz. Only has one of his town centers working. Manu, all 3 of them working, and Dal, only one of his town centers working at the moment. So North team really not letting their not letting their town centers doing the work that they can at the moment. So not exactly the best control of their economies right there. Thankfully that trib's staying up for Neagzz at the moment. Additionally, that castle has stayed up, but it appears as though Neagzz is trying to put a wall in between him and the castle so that the Woad Raiders cannot hit back as well and snipe the tribes. On the right side, everything is looking pretty calm at the moment, and Dal has been pop blocked. Let's see how the other guys are doing. Neagzz on quite low population, X on a really nice 155 almost, and yeah. So X definitely appearing to be the best player for his team, and definitely has a stronger score than most of the people in this game at the moment. Now if Dal can get a quick wall up here, he might be able to protect that trib, but it looks like that is not going to be happening any second. Oh, Dal got the quick wall. Is it going to stay up though? This is definitely, oh, there's a hole. There is a hole in the wall. Neagzz is in with about 20 Woad Raiders here. That could do a lot of damage. So the question is, what is the North team going to respond with? X can definitely afford to tank the TCs here. He's going to be taking one out for sure. He's going to be taking out the tribs. He's probably going to take this one out as well. The only thing stopping him now is that castle. So if X can get out a trebuchet here and target that castle, that could be GG for the North team. But let's see where things go here. Neagzz is definitely losing a lot of villagers to these Woad Raiders, doing exactly what they're supposed to do here. Not with the best Pierce armor, but with all of the blacksmith techs and everything, he is not taking that much damage from the town centers. Neagzz's economy is now in disarray now, with all of the Woad Raiders streaming for his economy. Dal attempting to stop the raiding on the right side here with his show towers, but I'm pretty much 100% sure that they will not be able to stand up. But Dal coming in here with the arbalists that might be able to put it close to the show towers, because both of these units here, they both have low pierce armor. So if Neagzz can prevent most of the damage coming through, he might be able to survive with Dal's arbalists coming in. Back on Manu's side, looks like he has fairly well upgraded champs. However, he is missing out on the +8 damage that the Aztecs can get, and he is preparing to counter-strike Dal. Dal definitely carrying his side, Dal definitely carrying Neagz's side here, as Neagzz is under a lot of pressure right here, and those show tails and arms are starting to clean up those Woad Raiders now. Neagzz losing a lot of villagers though here. That cannot be ignored. Neagzz is down to 52 population, which is about a third of what X is at. Neagzz making some room to the north of his base to build another town centre. And X looks like he's moving out to claim more of the gold around the map and building a lot of barracks as well, possibly looking for a change into trash. Looks like Dal has managed to hold off the Woad Raiders for now, however, and now the question is what is going to be happening on this right side, with Rams starting to mass up and Champions starting to mass up. Dal putting a castle here, so that should definitely help quell the pressure on the right side here, as Manu is maneuvering those units slightly. Still to mention though, that relic is being left alone currently, and these Woad Raiders look like they might be striking again. Dal noticing the units on the right here, it looks like. Wait, no. Sorry, this was the wrong team, but yep, looks like they're moving in now. These guys all have fairly good pierce armor at the moment, fully upgraded armor, which is definitely going to help. I doubt that this castle has murder holes on it though. Yeah, it doesn't look like it has murder holes, so it looks like that castle is going to be going down any second now. However, those arbalists doing some good damage to the champions, but it's still not really worth the loss of a castle. Now loading up the rams with all of the infantry, that is definitely a good move, as they will not be taking any damage in there. And that castle will be going down any second now. Also looks like X has lost that castle on the left there, and it looks like some Woad Raiders came through here and were cleaned up by Dal and Neagzz. That push has taken down the castle. All of those rams with the champions in them are doing some damage, as they have an attack, well, not an attack bonus, but they get to move faster with infantry in them and they do more damage. However, Dal with the arbalest is going to be able to counter them fairly effectively, But on the left here we can see the Woad Raiders coming in, also hitting Dow, so Dow is getting double teamed right now as Neagzz is just recovering from the game at the moment. However, he appears to have deterred them with all of his arbalasts, so definitely those mass arbalasts are paying dividends for Dow right now, as Dow is so far the remaining member of his team that is able to put up any fight. Neagzz is just rebooming at the moment, trying to reclaim some of his resources and get into a position that he can help in this game. These rams soaking up a lot of arrow fire, which is what most of Dow's army is composed of. Also, I think, yeah, archers fire 15% faster for the Ethiopians, so this is better than what most civilizations would have here with these faster firing arbalasts. Assuming that they can get Fumring. Yep, they can get Fumring, so yes, these guys are definitely going to be doing quite well for Dow right here. Once again, on the left we have X massing up Woad Raiders, so we'll see where that goes in a couple of minutes when he moves out. And it looks like Manu is attempting to put a castle up here, but if Dow can get here in time, he might be able to kill those villagers. Definitely quite a good chance here, if those rams are definitely going to draw those arbalasts that way. Let's see. I think that castle might just go up. Let's see, any second now. Is Dow seeing the castle? Dow just seeing the castle now, but it is too late for him to deny it. Dow running into the castle here, going to be taking some unnecessary damage, possibly losing some arbalasts, splitting to try avoid some of the arrows. Appears to have worked. And it looks like Neagzz has also reboomed quite well, back up to 100 population, probably about 80 to 90 of that is villagers, so definitely getting himself back into the game now. He should be good to fight anytime soon. Manu appears to be in a similar position to Neagzz as well, just has a bit of a better KD and more castles by the looks of it. But yeah, Neagzz definitely pulling himself back into this game quite effectively, and Dow looking for more mixed army composition now, adding some light cavalry back into it like he had earlier in the game. Still, these Woad Raiders are definitely looking menacing from X at the moment. And we have a change into skirmishers at the moment for Manu to try counter some of the arbalasts that Dow has. However, with Dow's change into light cavalry, that is definitely going to help counter it, and yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this battle is going to pan out, but Manu does have those siege rams there, which will be able to help soak up some of the arrow fire. So Dow taking the offensive here as he puts his trebs, deploys his trebs onto Manu's castle, and also noticing the castle of X has been lost on the left side here. And the battle on the right side is going to be commencing now. Not light cavalry, Hussar is coming in for Dow now, and he should be good to engage any second now. Dow moving up his army to protect his trebs as the castle is under fire, moving in the light cavalry to clean up these skirmishers. That is a very good number of light cavalry. I doubt that Manu will be able to do much about that. Neagzz picking up that relic, finally getting that golden coming back in. And those Hussar are definitely holding the line here for Dow. Those archers and skirmishers being able to clean up what's behind them. So it looks like Dow is closing the game back together at the moment as X pushes back on the left with some rams by the looks of things, as Neagzz also targets the barracks of X. Back on the right side we have the archers cleaning up the rest of Manu's army as the skirmishers are as the Hussar are almost done being meat shields for this battle, as they are almost all used up. Back on this left side, looks like we will have the champions of Neagzz here to attempt to clean up these rams, but these trebuchets look to be in grave danger here as about 40 or 50 Woad Raiders come in towards Neagzz's base right here. So while Dow's push on the right might be working, we have X pushing in on the left here. And it looks like Neagzz is going to tank a town center here and take it out within a matter of seconds. Let's see. Or is he going to be targeting the castle? Neagzz going, oh sorry, X going for the castle here. If he can get that, that can definitely open up the whole base for him. And it definitely looks like that'll be the case, considering that this castle is falling quite quickly. Back on the right side, we have Dal moving forwards with a skirmisher change coming in from Manu, as most of the Arbalists appear to have died by the looks of things. Or, wait, no, the Arbalists are moving to the left side of the map now to attempt to clean up these Woad Raiders, but that castle has fallen, that town centre has fallen, that's about another 50 dead villagers guaranteed, and there's a hole here on the left side, which will allow those Woad Raiders into the back of Neagz's economy. Back on the right side, we have Dal continuing to move forwards, but having some issues with those pikemen. One small note to add here is the skirmishers do have a slight attack bonus against pikemen. And these Woad Raiders being extremely strong for X right here, but the Eagle Warriors seem to be countering them slightly, but in come the Arbalists from Dal, and those are what cleans it up last time, and that appears to be cleaning it up as well this time. Those fully upgraded Arbalists are definitely doing well right here. And it appears as though X has seen that hole, and Woad Raiders are making it into the back of Neagz's base now. On the right side we have Dal moving forwards once again, facing the trash of Manu and the siege rams, which are out of position right now. Also near the middle of the map, it looks like we have X attempting to build some siege workshops. My guess is he's going to be building rams or something rather to send to the right side to do off the arrow fire. And it looks like Neagzz is going to be losing another town centre as Dal's Arbalists come in to clean up the rest of those Woad Raiders. Worth noting, none of the TCs have actually been lost, just a lot of villagers. Okay, now Neagzz has finally lost his first TC, but thankfully he didn't lose that many town centres from that engagement. Dal, however, taking a significant score lead, pulling about 2,000 score ahead of X. He's definitely pulling the game at the moment for this North team, but X has done a huge amount of damage to Neagzz, and Dal is having to hold him off as well as push into Manu here. Looks like X is going into onagers, and Dal is going to swiftly deal with that with his hussar, if they can make it to the onagers in time. On the left side we have Neagzz moving up with his trebuchets. Looks like my dad's watching Star Wars now. I wonder if the microphone picks that up. Anyway, yep, Dal's still moving up here. Appears to be keeping his trebs alive. No, he's lost one treb there. And his hussar have cleaned up several onagers here, which is doing a lot of damage. Which is doing a lot of damage to X at the moment. But X moving in with about another 30 or 40 Woad Raiders. This is definitely going to be hard for Dal to claw back for his team as he sends his Arbalists away. It is quite possible that X is going to be sending his Woad Raiders to Dal at the moment to try and put a finishing blow to Dal, but Dal with those Arbalists nearby, that isn't going to be able to do a huge amount to Dal's economy, assuming that he has those nearby. Also, looks like Dal might have ballistics. I'm not entirely sure on that, but he might. And those Woad Raiders cleaning up that last trip of Dal on the right, definitely leaving his army of skirmishers here to fend for themselves as he brings the Arbalists right back to fight. The remaining Showtails are going to be doing a bit of damage to the Woad Raiders, but it looks like they're going to be getting further into Dal's economy here. If Dal loses his economy, this is the end of the game for the North team here. And Dal is getting up a quick wall, but there's a hole to the side of the monastery and the castle, letting those Woad Raiders straight into his base. So the question is here, how much damage can X do with these Woad Raiders? Also, it appears as though Manu is starting to create champions as well, which is going to deal with a lot of the trash that Dal has. So now these guys are starting to make better decisions about what to counter Dal with, leaving Dal in a hard position as his economy is being crippled by these Woad Raiders here. And looks like Dal is now just streaming units into the right here, but now Neagzz coming in with all of these champions. He might be able to turn the tide of that battle, but we'll have to see. X coming in with plenty of Woad Raiders and some Onagers as well from these remaining siege workshops. Worth noting as well, X has a lot of idle villagers here. And on the right side, everything appears to be pretty good. Neagzz is making some Eagle Warriors to come into the battle. Yeah. Looks like this battle is going in the south team's favor. Manu and X appear to be taking this with the Onager in the back, taking out any of the range units that step in. Hard to tell. This battle isn't that one-sided, and it looks like the north team with their archer support might be taking it. An Onager shot coming in, flattening about 10 arbalists there. That is a big Onager shot for the south side team. The team scores are very close at the moment, about 100 points difference. That Onager shot definitely helping to level things there. As on the left side, Neagzz is starting to send in some raiding towards X at the moment, as just going by each other. Yep, and X starting to turn around. That could definitely be a big mistake for him as these Eagle Warriors come in with... Wait, is that... So, which one is the Pierce armor? I'm not sure. But these either have 10 or 4 Pierce armor. I think they have 10 Pierce armor. So these Eagles idling all of the X's economy, basically. That is about 45 idle villagers right there. Almost 50 idle villagers. Over 50 idle villagers. This raid from Neagzz is incredible right here. He is idling all of X's economy as X not willing to lose any villagers. And that is completely stalling X's economy here, only giving him wood. So even though there's only like 5 Eagle Warriors in here, X is idling his entire economy, giving this north team a chance to pull back as Dal moving up on this right side. So X, with his wood economy here, and only 1 Eagle Warrior. Okay, X's economy now restarting, but Neagzz, he's got about another 10 or 15 Eagle Warriors. If he moves in there and does another raid like that, this game could definitely be the north side's. So seeing how X idled his economy there, that could definitely lead him to being a very big target for raiding. That's just a lower level mistake that X is making there, but it's a huge mistake that could end up costing them the game. Back to the right side though, it looks like Dal lost a lot of units quite suddenly. Looks like he has nothing to tank with, and his arbalists are facing skirmishers. So Dal is definitely making a bad trade there now. Up to the north we have an engagement between the Eagle Warriors and the Woad Raiders. It looks like the Eagle Warriors will come out on top as they had superior numbers. Wait. Yeah, they'll just come out on top, but a fairly close fight nonetheless. Back down to the south. Okay, make that to the left. Or not. No idea. They might be looking to do an onager cut. I'm not sure what that flare was about though. It's either that or... not sure what it's about. Dal moving up with his arbalists as well. Maybe not the safest thing to be near those siege workshops though, because if one onager comes out, that could definitely kill the chances of the game for this north team. Dal making a change into a few more skirmishers now, just to help balance things out, but Dal moving up with all of these guys. That's what Dal was doing with all of those arbalists. Dal taking out dozens, if not... No, Dal taking out, like... don't even know what the word is, but... he's taken about 30 villagers out now, And there's a hole. Wait, that's not a hole. But yep, X just losing all of those villagers unnecessarily. And one remaining Eagle Warrior for Neagzz. Things at a standstill on the right. However, Dal looking to move through that house. It could definitely be repaired in time, but if Neagzz is being... not Neagzz, if X is being negligent, then there could be a hole there, but it looks like Dal's moving back as he knows that there's some skirmishers coming from Manu. And he's just going to loop around the back of the trees here, as Manu did not patrol the units and they're taking the long way around. So Dal making a nice escape there with all of his arbalests so that they can do damage another day. And on the left here we have X using some onagers on the wall of Neagzz, trying to get back into Neagz's economy and do some more damage. Dal massing up some hussar on the left here. And looks like he's just standing off a little bit, looking to meet up with all of his arbalests, and possibly looking to take out the skirmishers with those hussar. If he can engage all of the skirmisher with the hussar and the arbalests, that could do a lot of damage. So if we see those armies conflict, that could definitely be a huge amount of work for Dal. Yep, and it looks like Dal is going to be engaging that with his hussar right now. But he needs to engage with all of them, he can't do it one at a time. Now I wanted to engage with both armies there so that I could do the most, because, well, there's a lot of skirmishers, they still do a fair amount of damage, and with +5, not sure where that extra damage is coming from. Do the Aztecs have a bonus on that? Yep, they have a +1 unique tech. So yeah, +5 damage from the skirmishers at the moment definitely could be quite dangerous to those hussar. Letting those arbalests heal for some reason. And at the south, looks like we had some Eagle Warrior raiding once again, idling all of X's economy. Doing some pretty big damage there. And Dal just needs to find some good trades here. He could definitely close out this game if he pulls things out of the bag. Well, not pulls things out of the bag. If he plays it right, he could pull things. That sentence. Anyway, if Dal plays things right, he could definitely pull this game back. Massed up skirmishers like this, Dal could definitely use that Magadal that he had earlier and clean up quite a lot of those skirmishers of Manu at the moment. Could do some significant damage there. And on the left we have Dal with a whole bunch of arbalests, currently standing still as X is about to do another attack. X with these loaded rams are going to be doing quite a lot of damage very quickly, and it looks like Neagzz is going to be putting up another castle this time. However, it looks like this one will actually be able to make it up on time as opposed to the other one. And it looks like Dal is also keeping his troops to the left so that he can once again support Neagzz in this conflict, as the arbalests of Dal are fighting the halberdier. Now Dal does need to watch out that he doesn't open that gate of Neagzz too early, and it looks like that castle is going to be up right about now. Perfect timing. Now if that castle gets garrisoned, that should do a lot of damage output here. The champions from Neagzz are going to be cleaning up the rams at the moment. At least they should be. They're going to be. Come on guys, clean up the rams before the Woad Raiders come in. Yep, there we go. Rams being cleaned up now, as the arbalests are all throughout the base. Wait, where are they? How many arbalests are here? Not a huge amount of arbalests, but definitely enough to be able to clean up quite a lot of the units. This castle putting out constant damage, but it looks like it is going to go down at the hands of the Woad Raiders once again. On the right side we have Manu with this mass of skirmishers. At the moment appears to be taking some fairly good trades. And sticking to the left side here, it looks like we have Neagzz now supporting with skirmishers. Dal still have those arbalists around, but he appears to have lost quite a few of them. Also, worth noting, Dal has put up a team wall between the two of them so that they cannot get raiding behind their bases, well, behind their base. And it looks like that raid from X has almost been cleaned up. Dal's starting to lose this right side to all of these skirmishers here. Dal needs to get in some siege so he can effectively counter them. But the game seems to be calming down a bit at this moment. X just relying on his trash at the moment. Let's just check how his resources are. Appears to be not doing the best on wood at the moment, so if he gets a pretty big raid here, that could pretty much stall all of his military production. And it looks like X isn't going to be massing up many more units at the moment, so that is definitely an advantage. So now the biggest problem for the North team is dealing with that massive skirmishers out front, well, outside of Dal's base. That quick wall that Dal did earlier, making a few problems for that trebuchet to get back around. He might end up losing it because of that. But that castle going to be killing skirmishers quite quickly, and some rather pointless losses for Manu right there, but he appears to be retreating, so that won't be a huge issue. Back on the left side, it looks like X is starting to mass up again. However, keeping a lot of his economy idle and having very inefficient wood lines at the moment. Also worth noting, the South team appears to be having some trade going now. Doesn't look like much, but let's just check. Appears to be all on Manu's trade carts. Okay, so they have 48 gold coming for each trip, so as the gold on the map runs out, Manu is going to be able to still produce gold units while the rest of the map is going to be relying on trash predominantly. There we go. Mispronounced it. So this North team missing out on getting their trade line started at the moment. That could definitely be a huge issue, and it looks like a whole bunch of resources were just sold by Manu, or he just received some resources from X. So on this right side we have some raiding getting through the castle, but it looks like Neagzz is going to be moving in with all of these champions at the moment to clean up these skirmishers, and the light cavalry are going to be moving forwards as well. This left side is appearing to come to a stall as this raid is just dying out. But if these, if this army on the right here can push through, we could definitely see some big damage going on to Manu any second now. That trebuchet looks like it could go down any second now. Not even targeting the trebuchet. Love it. Okay, there we go. Looks like that trebuchet is going down any second now. There we go. That trebuchet is down. And this battle appears to be coming to another stalemate as Manu is mass producing units now, and is approaching his pop cap fairly quickly. However, forget that, he's losing units slightly faster than he is creating them, so it looks like Dal is doing a bit better here, assuming that Dal is not losing population. Yeah, Dal appears to be trading quite effectively right now. Back on this left side, Onager is poking in at Neagzz, and it's possible, I'm not sure, but I think this might be, yeah, this is probably including the Forgotten, so the Onager should be able to cut around the outside here. Dal slowly moving forwards on the left side here, facing these 12 21 attack champions, so those champions are definitely going to be packing a punch against the Hussars of Dal. On the left side we have X not really massing up that many units. Let's just check his population. Yeah, X isn't doing much with his population at the moment. Meanwhile, Neagzz up at 180 population and Dal near 150. It looks like the North team is starting to bring back this game here, and they have also pulled out about a 2,000 point score lead. Okay, so Dal moving forwards with his archers to support his light cavalry. His light cavalry are losing to the champions right now because of their insane damage, so Dal really needs to make these archers count here. But it looks like those champions are just too much for his hussars to deal with and to tank, so Dal's going to have to move back towards the protection of his castle slowly. I'm hearing something. Okay, yeah, just heard a onager shooting at the wall there. Back to this right side, we have more champions moving down. Arbalists and skirmishers holding the line as they are slowly mowing through all of these champions, as most of Manu's army isn't engaging currently, while about half to 3/4 of Dal's army is actually firing. Left side turning into a stalemate once again. Neagzz with quite a lot of skirmishers, and it looks like there is a bit of economy distribution between the North team. Also, by the looks of it, they have trade up now. Let's just check this. Appears to all be owned by Neagzz, so let's just pull up. And it looks like they only have 12 gold trade route, which is definitely not ideal. However, it will at least allow them to continue to have gold units. Man, you guys haven't said anything in chat the whole time. The entire game. Anyway, these skirmishers on the right here having another battle with the skirmishers of Manu, and Dal pulling back. Not sure exactly why, but it looks like he might be outnumbered, but once again, as I said earlier, really needs to bring in that mangonel to be able to trade effectively with those skirmishers. On the left here, we have the skirmishers of Neagzz starting to engage the onagers and halberdiers of X. Eagle warrior just killing a lumber camp. Everything else seems to be quiet near the center of the map. Also, Dal's got a lot of hussar here that he's not using in this battle. Arbalists still firing constantly. Skirmishers firing constantly on Manu's units. Not sure exactly who's winning or losing more here at the moment, but Dal is pretty much on the same score as Manu, but Neagzz is pulling ahead of X slowly but surely. Dal also up onto about 165 population. X down to 99 and Manu at 188. So Manu definitely carrying his team now, whereas earlier on in the game it was X carrying the team. So those two have swapped positions. But X definitely relying a lot on his skirmishers, and with his trade income he's just creating champions at the moment. And it looks like we have a trade raid coming in from Dal at the moment. And this raid on Manu could definitely stunt his military production. Now, trade is pretty much the only limiting factor for Manu's army at the moment. Manu could afford to put trash out all day long, but if this economy is taken out and is prevented from being recreated, that could be a very big problem for the Southside team. Also, it looks like X has got some hussar of his own now to counter Dal's hussar. looks like he's also outmassing Dal for the raiding. But Dal definitely doing some good work with that raid, and he is also slowly starting to move forwards again. And Dal appears to have accidentally made a knight. Let's watch this noble knight go into the battle and die. There we go. Rest in peace, knight. And once again, Neagzz with the individual individual eagle warriors doing the raiding. Now let's just see how many units this eagle warrior kills. Okay, I'll come back to that in a while. In fact, let's hop here. Have to go to Neagzz's point of view. Yeah, you get that trade. Anyway, and I'll just set that to 2. That one eagle warrior is still doing damage to the woodline, and back to the battle here. Looks like we have Dal moving forwards here as the raiding has finally been... Nope, not finally been cleaned up, but there's still raiding going on at the moment. So the question is, can Dal move through all of these buildings here in time before Neagzz reinforces? Oh, sorry, before Manu reinforces? And will Neagzz be able to do the damage to X to allow them to take the game? So Dal's now going to need to start thinking about siege, and Manu is also... Sorry, not Manu. Neagzz is pop capped. Let's just check if Manu is pop capped. Manu dropping down by almost 100 population. Looking to be losing a lot of stuff right now, and that eagle warrior appears to have died. Rest in peace, eagle warrior. Anyway, back to the right. We have X coming in with his light cavalry. However, it looks like Dal's army is going to be able to hold them off. Isn't going to be doing a huge amount of work. However, those pikemen of Manu are going to be doing a lot of damage with that +8 and that attack bonus versus cavalry. But once again, Neagzz moving up on this left side, taking out the buildings of X, slowly going to be moving into his economy and idling the whole thing like he has several times. Looks like Manu is creating a lot of trash at the moment, also creating some barracks at the back of his base to help create the trash. So the question is Dal going to be able to hold out? Manu is at about 3,000 resource, Dal is nowhere near that. Let's check X. He's running fairly low on resources. Neagzz is filthy rich right now and is definitely going to be able to push into X's economy right here. Dude, my dad just playing Star Wars right now. That is ridiculously loud. Anyway, the Hussar of Dal are going to be doing a lot of damage to Neagzz at the moment, and it looks like this might be the final move from Dal. Dal is just moving up, taking a lot of units from Manu right here. Manu's population dropping fairly rapidly and is only replacing it with military. However, he's losing all of his villagers behind that, and that population is still going down nonetheless. Dal dropping a castle here to help secure the front against all of that trash that is going to be doing a lot of damage, and Neagzz now finally pushing in towards X's economy. However, those Woad Raiders are probably going to kill the rams. But Dal, being the MVP on this right side, moving in with all of his trebuchet, idling all of Manu's economy right here, is going to possibly be putting the nail in the coffin for this game, as we come up to 1 hour and 40 minutes. And there we go, we have Manu surrendering at the mass raiding of Dal as he spreads out his Hussar across the south of his base and drops a castle on the front. And shortly following Manu's surrender, X will be surrendering surrendering anytime soon, as both players on the north side team have superior scores. So now it's just a battle for pride. What will X be able to do here? Is Dal going to move back and support X? Is he just going to take the market and run? Neagzz moving his units from the right side over towards X to finish him off. And just needs something to finally punch into X's economy. And it looks like Dal is now moving over as this game is approaching a close. And there we go. X has resigned. The North team has won after a very back and forth game. Now, to wrap things up just here, we need to say that X definitely could have taken the game on this on this left side here if Dal hadn't come over. So X just really needed to push up here and finish off Neagzz. If Neagzz wasn't able to come back into the game, then the North team would have been a goner. Additionally, Dal, he could have taken a lot better trades on this right side here by using a lot more onagers. Even mangonels would have been good enough. Let's just see what the Ethiopians get. Yeah, they can get siege onager. So there's no reason. Wait, no, that was set to the Aztecs. Let's see again. Yep, they can get siege onager as well. So no reason for Dal to be fighting mass skirmishers like that for such a long time, taking such bad trades. However, good job to the North team, and congratulations to Dal and Neagzz for winning this game. And also a good fight put up by X and Manu, definitely looking like they could have taken that game at some points. So GG, well played guys, and goodbyes. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to look at the stats. 1 second. Yes, that's going to be a very awkward close to the YouTube video if I do it. But yeah, look at that. Dal could have had a way better KD. Manu taking a lot of food and wood for that trash that he put out. Next with that trading and stuff as well. All of those relics. Good castle time by Neagzz as well. Everyone else was a little bit behind him, and yeah, good relic gold from Neagzz as well as a pretty good villager high for these 3 players, but Dal was pretty low on his villager count. And yep, that's the battle timeline. And thank you for watching if there is anyone watching this on YouTube, and thank you for the 1 or 2 people that tuned in to watch this on Twitch. And goodbye.